Okay, welcome back, guys, to Remax, episode 8, part 2. I'm here with Kane, Kyle, and HuK. We're here to
Kyle?
talk. Yeah, in the background, man. You don't see him?
No, I don't see him.
Look at Rotterdam's webcam.
Funny.
All right, one day you'll be a funny person. You'll understand my humor. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about WEG 2014, the Korean qualifiers. This is the zombie of WCG. So after WCG died, for some of you guys that don't know, a bunch of organizers from WCG scrambled to make the new WCG, which is all from China, by the way. I guess the Koreans stopped giving a fuck, but so all the organizers are from China. There's WCA that didn't have Starcraft. They wanted to do a final Warcraft 3 tournament. That's the reason. And there was which one was the other one? WEG that Jadong won. Snood was participating, and now the final one is WECG, which the Korean qualifiers happened, and then are happening, and the qualifiers had a lot of good matches. None was casted as always, but I looked at it yesterday, and Super beating Maru 2-1 and Fantasy 2-1. Those are like, you don't expect Super to pull a result like that, and there was another one. It was someone beating Life. Oh, it was Bjorn beating Sue. Really good results before the groups, and now the groups have started. Everything is streamed by the same people that are doing Pro League. So you get Brandon, you get Wolf, and so far they've had two groups. So Group B was Sora, Stats, Youngwon, Cure, and it was very surprising to see Cure not do so well. HuK, I know you watched the games. How were the PVTs in that series?
Which series?
Group B, Sora, Stats, Youngwa. So it was Sora versus Cure, and then Stats versus Cure.
The games were pretty good. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Cure lately. I thought he was like the fucking Korean Terran Hope for a while, and then ever since he got destroyed by Bomber at Red Bull, maybe he lost motivation or he's just in a bad place. But it didn't seem like he was playing too good. Yeah, that's all I can say, really.
Okay. Rotterdam, did you happen to watch WECG casted
No,
with Wolf and Brendan?
I didn't watch too much of that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And what about you, Kane? Did you watch any of Group A with Dark coming out on top? You're muted. What's up, buddy?
Thanks, sorry. No, I didn't get a chance to see the games, but I know that Dark has been hyped up by a lot of people for a while now. He's on SKT, and even before that, I heard a few people saying like he was top 5, top 10 GM on Korea and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Not a surprise.
Yeah, he's definitely been hyped for a while now.
And he was in Kodas quite a lot as well. And Parting, is it HuK? Is it official to say that Parting's in a slump?
Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say that he's in a slump right now. I think he knows he is, but if you're going to be in a slump, I think this is the perfect time to be in that slump. There's going to be like a little break of SC2 events. There's no Pro League. There's no
but it's not the
WCS.
perfect time for him since he's trying to join a team.
He's already joined a team, from what I know.
Oh.
I think we all know that, but desRow was
Yeah.
trying to dodge that bullet. But
No,
anyways,
I'll bring it out.
okay.
I think he tells you, write it now. I need to know.
I think everybody already knows. Like, it's on Reddit and all that.
No,
stuff.
it's not Neo Flash Wolf. It's not. Wait, is it on Reddit right now? I missed the boat.
No, like, it's not announced officially yet, but everybody knows what team he will be joining.
Okay, well then say it. If everybody knows, say it.
No, I don't think that's up to Kane to say. I think we
Yeah.
should be nice and wait for the official announcement.
Wow.
I do know it too, but I don't think we should be doing
Yeah, well, I mean, okay.
Anyways, I think he's in a slump, but I think it's okay. He can just take some time off now. It's not like it's like when a player goes into a slump, like especially someone like Parting. He's a good player. Everybody knows he's a good player. He's just in a slump, so taking a break, maybe for a few weeks to a month, it's not a big deal. He can do it now, come back with a fresh mind, and he'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna sleep if you guys don't tell me before you leave Skype. By the way. Okay, moving on to so yeah, that was Dark and Beyond. So Parting Hack didn't make it, and the group next week, all Protoss group, Zest Trap Super Classic is gonna be a lot of fun for those that like PvP. And Group D is gonna be Sulky, Eero, TY, and Myonsik. And by the way, there was a lot of rumors of Sulky going to Brood War, but then he streamed today. Is he streaming because that's like his last-ditch effort of StarCraft 2 because he has that tournament to play? Because the way this tournament worked was the top 3 from WCG got a seed to play in the Korean qualifier, and then Zest got a seed. And so Sulky, you know, he didn't even have to try to be in that tournament. So was he streaming just because, you know, he's got to play and he just wanted to have fun? Because otherwise, why would you play before your group, right? Why would you stream before your group, rather? What are your thoughts, Kane?
I watched a bit of his stream and he was like off racing and a bit of stuff like that. I don't know if he was using the strategies that he plans or not.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling, like with the rumors and everything recently, that this will kind of be like, if he does really well, he'll stay with Star. I could be completely wrong, but it feels like if he does really well, he'll stick with StarCraft, and if not, he'll either stream or go back to Brood War or something like that. But it kind of feels like his time, you know, like it's now or never. That's how I feel. I might be completely wrong again, but that's just the feeling that I'm getting.
What about you, HuK?
I would say that's pretty accurate. I'm with you as far as the rumors I've heard about him wanting to stream Brood War on Africa, but we'll see, I guess. I mean, there's not much to say.
Mm-hmm. But what about you, Rotterdam? Any thoughts on that?
I'd be very, very sad if he leaves us. I'll tell you like that. He's one of my favorite Zergs for sure. I think Live is my favorite, but Sulky is probably the second favorite. I really like watching him, and I thought he was always an awesome guy to cheer for. Even if you're like a non-Zerg, it's kind of impossible not to like Sulky because he's such an adorable little guy, and he's so extremely good. Like last year, that was the latest stages of the month. A year, I actually thought he was at BlizzCon. He did okay. I was surprised that he lost against Bomber, but you know, Sulky is just an amazing player, and I think if he leaves us, that would be a big blow. So I really hope that's not the case. Rumors are one thing, but you know, nothing is official. I hope he stays. Could also be just like HuK said, you know, if there's ever a time to be in a slump or just to take it easy, it might be now. Most of the big things for the year are over. Yeah, you know, let him play Brood War for a couple of months if he enjoys that. As long as he's here again when 2015 GSL Coda Season 1 starts. I don't want to lose HuK. He's like one of those guys that I feel is really important for our community. Yeah. Even if he's not like one of the most outgoing guys, he's just extremely good. I wouldn't want to lose him.
Yeah, that's really nice what you say, and I guess to go along with what you're saying, if you guys don't want to lose Sulky as well, make sure to watch his stream. I guess if he has more viewers and he sees that people really care, it might affect his decision. So that was WECG. We got 2 more tournaments and then your questions. So just quick, quick thoughts on who's your favorite and who are you rooting for WCS EU, the playoffs. I'll put the bracket in chat in case you guys are not looking at the Google Doc. We'll start with you, HuK. Favorite and who are you rooting for?
Favorite to win, I would say Sun. And who am I rooting for?
Yeah.
Probably Golden, I would say.
What? Not Bunny?
If Bunny wins WCS, then my hopes are gone for making BlizzCon, for one. Okay. And for two, it's the same situation for Golden, though, to be fair. But I know Golden, he's a really good guy, and he's going to Army after this, so it would be a really nice thing for him to win this before he goes to Army.
Mm-hmm. And just to put a little bit of information out there about the round of 8, this is there's only 2 foreigners, Appy and Bunny, and it's also very stacked with Terrans, as you can see. There's let me count because I don't know how to count. Yeah, 5. Thank you, Rotterdam.
Rough.
It's
really hilarious if you're like 1, 2.
I wasn't sure, man. I wasn't sure. Yes. So yeah. So there's a few team kills. You know, Yoda versus MC, and well, that's pretty much it. But yeah, Rotterdam, your thoughts, favorite, and who are you rooting for?
I think it's going to be it's played this weekend, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday.
I think it's a really exciting weekend. I think I'll be watching very closely pretty much every single game because if I look at it, I don't really have someone who stands out as a favorite. For some weird reason, I have the feeling that this is going to be one of those weird tournaments that MC ends up winning again, just because nobody really expects it, and every single time when you don't expect MC to do well, he suddenly ends up winning another tournament. But it's really hard. I personally hope that Bunny and Happy will do well, just because it's been so long since we had a foreign Terran. Without looking this up, I think no foreign Terran has ever made it to the top 4 of a WCS region. Is this correct, guys? I don't remember any foreign Terran ever making it to the top 4, so I think that would be very exciting on its own. Son is indeed one of the guys that can definitely end up winning it, but I kind of thought he was going to win WCS Season 1.
Oh, okay.
So, it's really difficult, man, but maybe Yoda. I'm gonna be a hipster, and I say Yoda is gonna win WCS Europe.
So, and who are you rooting for personally?
Bunny. If
Okay.
I have to pick one guy, it's Bunny. If I can pick 2, then it's Bunny and Happy. If I can pick 2, I like MMA too. I like most of those guys, man. I'm easy. I'm easily satisfied.
I see. What about you, Kane?
Okay, so I'm really excited to see a couple of these games. Like Golden versus Happy, I think will be really cool because I think they're pretty close in skill level.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think all the games are kind of close in skill level. I know 4GG's TVT is like godly, so I'm expecting a 2, or I guess a 3-1 or 3-0 there. But I'm rooting. Okay, my favorite to win it is probably Son because I think he's really, really good. I'm a little bit biased because I lived with the guy for like 3 months, and he's super nice and really, really good. Go ahead.
I agree with you, but it wouldn't be the biggest surprise in the world if Bunny beats Son to me. Like, I agree it would be a small upset, but I wouldn't lose my mind over it. Like, wow, I really didn't see that one coming, because Bunny has been so freaking rock solid over the last 3-4 months. It's super impressive, and I think he can do that, man.
I gotta disagree with you there. I love Bunny. I've hung out with him a few times now at I think it was IEM Toronto and Red Bull, and I really, really like him as a person, and he's a really good player, for sure one of the best foreign Terrans, if not the best. But I can't see him beating Son. Like I would lose my mind if that happened. I would go apeshit.
Alright, we want to stream it when it happens.
We'll have to make a bet or something before it happens, yeah. But no, my favorite to win it is probably Son. I'm rooting for a lot of these guys. Like, I love Golden, Bunny, and Son all together, so I'm rooting for those guys. Unfortunately, Bunny and Son play each other first off, but Golden, like HuK said, he's a really nice guy, really friendly guy. Bunny, same thing, and Son, same thing. So I'm rooting for those guys. Whoever wins out of those guys, like the round of 8, I'll be rooting for them throughout the tournament.
Okay. Personally, I want Happy to do well. The little video they did with Arston losing and Happy playing, and fucking Happy looked like a fucking robot. It was sick. It's true. He was like.
He always looks like that when he plays, though.
Yeah.
He has his face like 2 inches away from the monitor, and his head just is going crazy the entire time. It's like moving up and down like at the video.
Man, there's no way he's not. He doesn't have neck problems, man.
I'm sure he does.
I don't know if this is still the case, but I knew a year ago, or maybe a little longer. Like, I have never seen anyone play with as low of a sensitivity as Happy has. Like,
What about Sase?
No, it's slower than Sase's because they were both Warcraft 3 players, and I touched both of their mouses, and like, I just couldn't move. Like, I needed my full body weight to move the fucking mouse of Happy because the cursor just did not move. I have no idea. Like, I mean, his micro is really good, and I guess that's one of the advantages of having really low sensitivity. But I think that's something I will never forget. How slow Happy's mouse is truly insane.
Do you happen to know like the DPI or like an estimate of it at all?
It's like, it's negative.
It has to be like 400 DPI, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I
Because
actually switched mine to 600 last week.
yeah, and like I'm so sad. Like back in Warcraft 3, fucking Kiwi Kaki, like he was, you know, we were, I was a local, right? And so I went to him at the LAN, and he was like, yeah, my sensitivity is super high. And then I was like, oh, well, you know, WECG's fucking good. I'll do like he does. And then it's like the most fucking stupid shit to do because it's so hard to be accurate. So kids out there, low API, or low DPI, sorry, 800 is what you should be aiming for. Unless HuK has something else to say. No, okay. Alright, so that wraps up WCS. Oh yeah, so my favorite, the person I'm rooting for is Happy, and yeah, my favorite is San, because it's an obvious pick. He's really good. And our last prediction, then we do the viewer questions. GSL finals. Rotterdam, talk to me. Sue versus Innovation happening this weekend.
That's such a badass final, it really is, because I don't think it matters who wins. You're gonna have like a legendary champ either way. If it's Innovation, it's fucking awesome, you know. Innovation coming back from the dead. I don't think in the start of the season many people thought that he had a serious chance at winning it. I know that your buddy Feed Me already said in the round of 16 that Innovation was going to win GSL Codes. Well, he's getting very close, but I personally think that I think it's finally Sue's time. I think Sue is going to win, but I do think it's going to be an amazing final. Either 4-3 or 4-2 for Sue.
Okay, what about you, Kane?
Just the storyline itself is like pretty incredible. You have Innovation, who is up 3-0 versus HuK, and then went on to lose 4-3, and you could just tell that he was pretty crushed, pretty devastated, even though he has like a pretty robotic personality at the time. Like it didn't really shine through or anything, but you could tell like any player would be extremely devastated after that. So now him getting a second chance, it's pretty incredible, especially after going through what a lot of people would call kind of a slump through the later stages of HOTS. And then you have Sue, who of course is a 4-time GSL finalist, second at each of those so far, and second at Dreamhack as well. So just that storyline, like, it's going to be sick, and I think there's going to be a lot of viewers for it as well. I kind of talked about this yesterday on the late game, but
what?
I think
that's a thing?
We don't talk about the late game.
Yeah, we don't, and it was 2 days ago, man.
But either way, it's going to be like the best. I think it'll be one of the best GSL finals that we've had. Hopefully the games kind of match the level of hype that it's getting. And I think that Sue will take it if he's able to kind of calm his mind down and kind of, once he gets into that first game, just ignore what everybody's saying about him being second place guy, you know? If he's able to do that, if he's able to get into the booth and just block everything else out, he has a really good shot at taking it, because it's not a ZVP this time. It's what I would say is his strongest matchup in the CVT.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Sue is, well, I mean, is ZVP is good too, man. But yeah, I agree.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good, but like even when Maru was on that Pro League tear, he was like destroying everybody. And then I remember Sue beating him on, I think it was Habitation Station. Maru did his, or maybe it was merry-go-round. But either way, it was like a 2-racks, and Sue held it off perfectly and like played the game perfectly. His EVT looks pretty sick. And then I was watching him versus 4GG this weekend at Dreamhack, and it looked like even though he got behind early in the second game, he still managed to pull it off. He's just an overall kind of sick player.
Okay. What about you, HuK?
Well, I want to keep the foreign dream alive, and for that to happen at all, it has to be, not even including myself, means Innovation has to lose. And personally, I would just like to see Sue finally win. It's kind of sucky for him to be in 4 finals and not win. So I predicted, when I think I was at Dreamhack, but I predicted Sue to win 4-1.
Okay, 4-1. Okay, so what I want is for Sue, for Innovation to be up 3-0 and for Sue to win 4-3.
How devastating would that be for Innovation, though?
He would instant retire. He would just like unplug his mouse, throw it to the wall, and he's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, but he just signed.
Walk up the stage.
Yeah, he just signed with SKT. I don't think they'd allow him to do that, but he'd be like tied to the computer.
Fucking joking, desRow. Jesus.
No, it's Kespa, man. He's got chains already. All right. So moving on to the viewer questions. Let me get everything set up in a second, guys.
I have one more question.
Yes.
What do you guys think will happen if Sue does get second place? Do you think he's going to keep playing? Because like there's that tweet, right? And I didn't know how serious to take it, but it sounded like he was pretty sad.
You mean like Phil is better than second place?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, nobody quits after second place. Like, you know, it's like Jaedong last year. Just because he got second places all the time doesn't mean it was a bad year. I think everybody will agree that 2013 was a much better year for Jaedong than 2014. And I understand it's a little crushing and devastating, but I think it will just fuel the fire for Su to just keep on going. And there's no fucking way that you're gonna quit after 4 second places. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
I mean, he might shed a tear, like, you know, he might go to bed and he will, like, try not to cry, but then cry a little and cry a lot, but he'll be back.
It's so much money, like, sure, winning is so much more money, but, like, he's doing really well, despite no winning. It would be weird to see him quit.
There's no way. It'll become a thing within itself, too. Look at Yellow in Boxer. Yellow was the guy that was always second place, but that became his thing. And now he's, like, on fucking Korean TV shows, and he's known as that guy, and that's where he got his popularity from. So I think if Su got second, I think he would be more popular for getting second again than if he got first, to be honest.
What about,
it would become a running thing for him.
Would you like him to finish second, Kane?
I don't know, man.
Okay. All right.
I want to see him. I want to see him win. I really, really do, because he's like a pretty good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know. Oh yeah, because he's in the group chat, right?
Yeah, and like we talked quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but we talked a bit at Dreamhack and stuff like that. So I want to see him win. I've never met Innovation, but just the fact that I've met Su and he seems like a really cool guy. Yeah, I want to see him win.
All right. The viewer questions. Thank you, Kane, for your thoughts. Sorry. Viewer questions. I finally managed to... And we got a lot of questions this week. 43 comments on Reddit. Thank you, everyone who posted. We're going to try to get through the best ones. People always complain about the NA ladder not being suitable for practice. If there was some kind of reasonable price for being in the top 3 spots every month on the ladder, would we see more skilled players playing on it? If the answer is yes, how much is a reasonable to draw people? A reasonable amount to draw people in for that. 150 a month? If no, what's your idea to get people playing on it? Rotterdam.
Yeah, the idea is good. I always thought that we should be doing a little more with our ladder, because it's not like there are not enough good players to practice. I think there are plenty of good North Americans to practice, or even like Koreans that are staying here and stuff, but indeed the initiative right now is just not there. Did you mention 150?
Yeah, he said 150 a month.
No, that's nothing. I mean, if you just look at HuK's bank account, HuK wouldn't even change his diapers for $150 a month. So, no, $150 wouldn't do it. But something cool, you know, like getting an invite for a tournament, or getting a trip, or maybe, you know, like at the end of the month, have a special fight night with an offline best of 7 between the 4 highest placing people on the ladder, like something like that. You know, that's when you can draw people, but $150 is not going to do it. These players, man, they're way too filthy rich for that.
Yeah, well, it's not 2012 anymore, you know. In 2012, people wouldn't, like, move for, like, $1,000. Like, you know, like, when you guys were doing, like, the NASL, like, with the Barcraft and stuff.
Yep.
Like, no one, like, players wouldn't move away just for a good amount of money, too, so... But
I know, like, yeah, back then it was, like, $1,500 for the winner, and I think, like, $500 for the loser, and it was even hard for us to get people to agree to come out for that, because people were like, I don't really want to fly across the country for $500 or for $1,500. I mean, now it's a little different, and online is always a lot easier, but $150 is really not going to motivate the best American players to play.
I agree.
Sorry, Kane. Just to wrap up my thought, I do think we should be doing more with our ladder, and I do think there are interesting ways to do with it. But you're kind of putting me on the spot now. It's something that I would have to, you know, I have to sit down and really think well about it. But I do agree that we should do something more to make the ladder more appealing for the best of the best in North America.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Kane?
I think it's a good idea, like Rotterdam said in theory, but it has to be executed really well. Because I see one problem with this idea at the end of the month. If you hand out the prize at the end of the month to, say, the top 5 ladder players or something like that, what's going to happen is in like the last 4 or 5 days, you're going to have like a bunch of North American players coming on to log on and ladder. So I think for the rest of the month, it'll just be like it normally is, and then for the last week or something like that, it'll be good players. So that's one problem with it, I think. I think another problem with it is... There's a big skill gap between some North American players and kind of mid-tier North American players who might be semi-pro or something like that. So what you'd have is like Scarlet, Major, and HuK or somebody like that, just like coming on and laddering, and nobody else really has a chance. So that, I don't know. That's one problem I might see with it. But again, if it's executed well, you can avoid stuff like that. So I think it's a really nice idea. I wonder if it's sustainable, first of all, because that's a big problem with a lot of stuff in esports, whether it's sustainable or not. And I wonder how to avoid certain specific situations that might arise and might cause problems with the system itself.
Okay.
So,
but like, let's think about the fact that WCS next year, if you just think about it, it should be a lot cheaper to run than it has been this year, because you know WCS is responsible for all the player flights and stuff, and flying all these Koreans to America over and over again, or even to Europe and stuff. Next year it should be a lot cheaper, with a lot of people, you know, already being in the US. So that should help out a lot. It would be awesome to see a part of that budget maybe being moved to a cool experiment on ladder. But then again, you know, WCS is already costing a crazy amount of money, and I think people often forget about that. Like, we can be really fortunate that there are a few people in Blizzard that love Starcraft as much as we do, because if they didn't, then our scene would have truly been in trouble.
and I really like the idea of moving part of that budget towards, you know, stuff like the ladder system or whatever. But I think that it's going to be a process. It's going to be a thing that we have to keep working at and adjusting and fine-tuning to hit that sweet spot, and hit that spot where we can say, yes, this is a good system, this is really helping our ladder. It's not going to be instantaneous, it's going to take time, and it's a process.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts that aren't the same as them, HuK?
Yeah, I remember when I first started playing beta, everybody was theorizing because what was the case in beta was they had like the ladder system, and then there was like a top 8, and then there was a cutoff, and everybody's like, ooh, what's that gonna be?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, I want to be top 8 because it's gonna be like an invite to BlizzCon, or it's gonna be an invite to like a Blizzard tournament or something, right? Ended up being fucking nothing, but it was like, you know, really exciting. Another way that they could do it that I thought would be really cool is I was never a big Warcraft 3 player, but the ladder tournaments that they did for Warcraft 3 were
Those
like,
were badass, man.
you just see like it announced at the top. I didn't even know what the fuck it was for, like, ever, but I was like, yeah, I'll just play it, you know, and it was fun. It was a way that you can interact, even if you knew nothing. I knew nothing about the Warcraft 3 scene, but I was like, oh, I'll just play this tournament. Seems like a fun way to do it. And if they just did that, and then, you know, maybe the prize is a few $100s, maybe it's an invite to like a season final tournament, and they hold it like once a week or whatever. I think that'd be a really cool format. I don't know if they can do that, or if they even have the processes set up to do that. But if not, they can do, like they said, something with the ladder. I think it's a cool idea, and I think anything that's going to get people involved in the StarCraft 2 competitive scene from the ground up, like the ladder, is going to be a good thing overall.
Okay. So just like, you know, throwing something out on the fly right now, I obviously agree with you, and I've been preaching for this on and off the record pretty much since the release of StarCraft 2, that we really need those tournaments. But imagine, you have a bunch of tournaments. You have some 1v1s, you have some 2v2s, you have some 3v3s. Let's say you have like 8 1v1 tournaments a month, or let's say it's 6. Then you get those 6 winners from the 1v1 tournaments, and then you get like the top 2 of the ladder at the end of the month. And then you have 8 players that at the end of the month can play something like a special ladder competition online or something, and then you already have like an awesome tournament that is kind of ongoing throughout the entire year with those automated tournaments. And then also, you know, if you missed out on those automated tournaments, you could still grab a spot while just being on top of the ladder. Stuff like that would be super cool.
Yeah.
It would be so awesome. Like, if that could be done right, if you have budget for it and you can execute that the way, that would just be amazing. It would help so much. It would help everybody. I mean, I love those tournaments too. It's pretty much how I got my first esports experience ever, you know. You go like 7-0 and then you play the playoffs, and you play against one of your favorite esports personalities that you know, never had the chance to interact with, and suddenly you're playing against them in a tournament that is so amazing. And I truly, truly hope we will see it in Legacy of the Void. If we don't, I'll cry a little bit at night.
Just before we move on, for those that don't know, in Warcraft 3, a lot of you guys know Hearthstone works with the arena. It was the same. So you started at 0-0 and you played a game. If you lost it, then you played versus someone that had 0-1. And then basically, if you had 2 losses, you were pretty much screwed to make it to the, I think it was like top 16. And it was just really cool. And then like the faster you got with your wins, then the better people you got. Because if you were at 5-0, man, you're gonna play someone fucking good. So sometimes you could stall a 30-minute to hope to get someone worse. And there was a lot of planning into it. It was a lot of fun. And you got different type of portraits because it was different type of wins. It was tournament wins instead of ladder wins. So yeah, hopefully Legacy of the Void brings that. And you know, you mentioned it, like the 2v2, the 3v3, the 4v4, give those people that just play team games a reason to log on and play. Because even though it's just a tournament with nothing,
it's fun to compete, and that's just the thing, and that's something that I think a lot of StarCraft 2 fans often forgot, because it's also so hard to get into the StarCraft 2 scene. But competing is fun. It doesn't really matter how good or how bad you are. You know, if there would be a 1v1 tournament now, there's no freaking way that I'm gonna win it on ladder. But hell yeah, I will compete because I want to try my luck. And the same goes for 2v2. You know, you play with your friend or with the girl that you're e-loving with all the time, and hey, let's play this 2v2 tournament together. I'll carry you. You know how it goes. So that kind of stuff is just really fun, and I agree. It would be. I really think we need it. I'd be so sad if we don't get it.
The thing that was so appealing for me too in the Warcraft 3 thing, just to finish this off, is it was so easy. I knew nothing about the scene, and I just saw at the top right, decided I'm gonna click it. And then we don't have that. Like, we have tournaments for like plat only or diamond only or whatever 2v2 tournaments, but you gotta really look for it. You gotta be already super involved in the scene to know about these things. And then even then, you gotta go to another website, you gotta sign up, you gotta check in, blah blah blah. Where in the Warcraft 3 system, it's just like you just click this button and it'll find it for you, and then you're in there. And that's what was really appealing.
Yeah, and sometimes those tournaments are even locked to like diamond and above. So if you really like a plat and you want to get smashed, then forget it. But yeah, hopefully Legacy of the Void brings that. Next question. Do you think Legacy of the Void will bring the return of the Warhound? Just a quick answer, yes or no, Rotterdam.
No.
Kane.
No.
No.
Can you give any input on your future for next year in terms of will you be staying with AG? Okay, I sort of asked that one before reading it. Or will you try maybe to find a new team? You can go with no comment.
My contract comes up shortly, and I guess we'll see. I mean, I can say this. I was really happy with how EG treated me last year, and I made a lot less this last year than I did the previous 2 years. But that wasn't necessarily a problem. My results didn't really back it up. StarCraft 2 is not the same as it has been. But we'll see. I mean, I can't really comment other than that. I haven't even begun talks with any other team or EG, so.
Okay, good. You're good at PR, man. Holy crap. So, next question. This is for everyone, including you, desRow. God forbid that this were to happen, but if StarCraft 2 died tomorrow, would you stay in esports? And if so, what game would you transition to as player or caster? Rotterdam, StarCraft 2 dies tomorrow.
I would stay in esports, yes, but most likely more in when it comes to production or event planning than being an actual broadcaster, because I can't imagine myself casting any game I don't have passion for. So like there is not really anything out there right now that I would like to cast. I am really excited for Day 9's RTS. I'm not sure how much you guys know about it, but I've been talking with Sean every time I meet him a little bit about it, and he keeps giving me more and more information. And you know, Day 9 is an extremely smart guy. He's not just funny and he's not just good at what he does, but he's also really smart. And you can have your opinions about him, but the guy does know what an RTS needs. So I'm really excited for that, man. I look forward to that, and I can't wait to get my hands on that. So if StarCraft 2 would die tomorrow, then that would probably just be my focus point. I would wait until Day 9's game would come out.
Or you would like to become a Mr. Bidder and plan events?
Yeah, I mean that is very fun, and I've already been like involved a lot more into planning out events and figuring out the run of show, trying to improve the show and whatever, come up with good content pieces and stuff like that. Like HuK knows as well that like often at events I'm doing like interviews behind the scene, and that will then come out in a good way. So I think I'm good at that kind of stuff, and I enjoy doing it. But right now I still really enjoy casting. But obviously I'm not just gonna suddenly try my luck in League of Legends or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
even though I played Sona a bunch of games to win some money from Mr. Bidder, I don't really.
Yeah, but you got Nanua to play your promos, man.
Yeah, no, we played together. Nani was sick.
Yeah, you rigged it. Fucking poor Mr. Bidder, man.
Nani was an actual god in League, man. Guys,
Yeah.
This is legit.
Good. What about you, Kane? What will you do tomorrow if Starcraft dies? Done with esports?
I mean, I love esports. It's something I would want to continue with, but at the same time, I'm getting to that age where, okay, first of all, I haven't been involved with the esports community as long as, say, Rotterdam or somebody like Day9. So I think it'd be a lot harder for me to find an opportunity within esports where I would be able to make a stable income and live a comfortable life, at least in terms of finances. And I mean, I do love esports, but I just don't know how feasible it would be for me to go out and find another game that either I'm good at or either I have a lot of passion for or something like that. So I guess to sum up, if the opportunity presented itself, I would gladly stay in esports. I would happily do it, but I just wonder how likely that is, you know?
Okay.
I'm no Day9 or anything like that. I'm not as involved as maybe somebody like Kim is.
Yeah. What about you, HuK? Esports night tomorrow, or Starcraft? Sorry.
I would stay in esports, either working for a company or maybe moving to another game. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I think I could switch to another game. And when I say another game, I mean a MOBA. I don't think like CS:GO or anything. Not gonna happen. But,
It's a fun game, man.
it is a fun game. I just don't think. I think it's like a very. It's
like Wood War. Yeah.
Which MOBA
It's
do you
just-
like right now, HuK? Do you like Dota or League?
I prefer League, but ever since I moved to the East Coast, it's really hard to play. I have a like 110, 15 ping or something in LoL, which is pretty not fun to play. Where I used to live, I had like 30, 40.
What division are you in?
In LoL?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Uh-oh. I'm okay. I'm okay. I stopped playing when I got platinum, but I only played with Sue. That's so. I mean, take it as it is. I played with pros, and they said that if I really wanted to pursue it, they would definitely help me with it, and they say that I would be good enough. But you never know really until you try, I guess. And I don't want to brag, because MOBAs are like always the type of game where people say they're really good and then they're not that good. So it's really hard to tell, and I don't want to be one of those people. But I would be willing to try, basically. And if not, like I said, I would work for a company. I've kind of been in talks, just planning for the future already, and I basically, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I would definitely stay within esports. Probably
Okay.
not production or anything like that, but more behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Okay. Personally, if Starcraft dies tomorrow, I would try to maybe stream like CS:GO or whatever games. I don't think I'd be good at it, and I would just move on with my life. Discuss the new Home Story Cup. Why would Take go with Winter as a caster when the guy lacks any strategy, pacing, experience, holy shit, or high-level insight to his casting? Was HD Starcraft not available that weekend? Alright.
I mean, that's a pretty stupid question.
Yeah, I mean, I started reading, like, I didn't read it before I asked, so,
Yeah, I don't know if that really deserves an answer, to
Well,
be honest with you.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of casters in Europe, like, Take has never, like, really tried to get Apollo officially, or Calorus, so I guess you could say, like, why go for Winter, unlike those guys?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Rotterdam,
I
go.
mean, like,
You're
okay, you have to
involved.
think about this. Think about something as well. Home Story Cup 1 to 7. I casted all 7 of them, and I never got paid a single dollar. That's not because he didn't want me to pay. That's just because it was a passion project for me and for Dan, and it was just like it was a family event. You know, Home Story Cup was not supposed to be this big professional esports event. It was supposed to be this weekend where we just all enjoy the freaking game that we love, and you know, we have a bunch of beers and we don't have to be overly serious. Obviously, the thing became so big, and at a certain point, it was really hard for me to justify. Like when I was working for NESL, if I would leave the office to go somewhere abroad, then I wouldn't get paid from NESL. So it happened like once or twice that I traveled to Europe to cast Home Story Cup, and it basically cost me like, you know, like let's say $1,200 out of my own money to cast that event. So at a certain point I asked Dan, I was like, hey Dan, it would be awesome if you could like help me out. He's like, yeah, of course. He's like, what the fuck, you don't even have to ask. But in general, you know, like Home Story Cup is not the event where Dennis is going to spend a whole lot of money on casters, and I think that's something that you have to keep in mind as well. It's just, it's a passion thing. It's not really about business.
Okay, I think unless HuK, you have something to say about the topic, I think we can move on.
But like I now like to talk about Winter. I don't think it's a bad decision at all. You know, like the guy has been making a big name for himself this year.
I agree.
He's kind of a funny kid. I don't know if you've been spending offline time with him, but you know, I think he would fit right in. He's still very young, which is cool because it's going to be his first esport experience under like a less serious condition. It's not just going to be his own stream. People are going to see a different side of him, and he will be able to expose that side of himself at Home Story Cup. I think that's exciting, you know, like let's welcome the kid with open arms and see if he fits in with big boys. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. HuK, you unmuted your mic.
Yeah, I just wanted to like clear the air because I think most people's problems with Winter are pretty obvious, and it's not anybody that openly wants to say it, but most people feel that he basically was a no-name, came into the scene, view-botted himself to 3K viewers, and now he's somewhat of a name. And that's, I mean, whether that is true or not, it's like not a relevant thing anymore. He's kind of a name in the scene, and he has gained a legitimate following, even if it wasn't at the beginning. And I'm not even sure if it, like, no one has proof either way, so you can't say shit. And then the second being that his voice maybe isn't good enough for it. But like you said, it's not like you're going to be seeing Winter 24/7 on Home Story Cup anyways. If you don't like him, then don't. If you hate him that much, then don't watch him. But I still think there's still going to be like a lot of players casting, a lot of joking around, the same shit that goes on. So it's going to be fine, and I think it's going to be a really good event.
It's funny, someone in chat says, or Zombie Grub says, he's not that young, I feel like Rotterdam thinks he's 18. Come on, Zombie Grub, we're all old boys over here. Of course he's a kid to us. But
he's definitely
how old is he?
He's 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe he's 20.
He's like, he's still a small,
he's a
fragile
kid.
guy.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, he's like little brother of the scene.
He's a kid to me. He's just
not
really
like-
young. Not just how old he is, but like I've seen him at like after parties and shit, and he's getting like wasted, which will be good at Home Story Cup, I guess. He'll fit right in. But there's a certain level of degen where like you've been doing it long enough and you kind of can handle it, and then there's a level of degen where you're like, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on right now. He probably won't remember half of tonight. So he's a younger kid to me for sure.
Mm-hmm. So really interesting question. I think we might have talked a little bit about it before. So this guy is asking on Reddit, I won't say his name because there's a H and I can't do H's. I would like to know how you guys practice routines. If there's a way you guys could optimize this routine practice, how could it be done? And we're going to start with Rotterdam because, you know, he's a little bit old and his memory might fail him. You know, back in Warcraft 3 when you had to practice and with your routine, how did you go about it?
It's different. It's been different stages throughout my career. In Warcraft 3, I played the game on any given moment I was out of school because I just really loved the game. I was like obsessed with it. I dreamed about it. I would go to college, but I would only look at my game history from the day before and see who I beat and won. It was just like I was just playing, and I have never been really like sitting down as like I should really work on this matchup. For me, it was just all about fun, and I practiced like orc versus orc all the time. If I would play 25 games, I would play like 20 custom games orc versus orc, not because I felt like I had to work on it, just because I really enjoyed the matchup. So for me, it's always just been about fun. In Starcraft 2, when it came out, I also just played a lot just to learn the game, and from that point on, I've like as soon as I got my first job as a caster, I realized that it was not my job to like be the best player in Europe or something. I just had to keep up. So if I am just pretty evergreen with my practice. I just play ladder, and I watched a lot, and of course I do try to work on stuff in which I truly know that I suck. But let's say, you know, on a certain point I really hated PvZ. I know that I should have been sitting down and playing like 15, 20 PvZs to learn it more, but since I was like, well, you know, I don't have to win the next tournament I participate in, I just have to talk about it, it's fine for me to just still play ladder and only play 1 out of 3 games against Zerg, because that's just what I enjoy more than sitting down to play custom games right now.
Okay. What about you, Kane? How do you go about your routine, and what do you? Is there something you could do to optimize it, in your opinion?
So a lot of it depends where I am. I've lived in Asia, I've lived in Europe, and I've lived in America and Canada. So when I'm in America and Canada, because the latency isn't very good to Europe or Asia, I tend to watch a lot of games, like more than probably most people. Like I watch a lot of games, and that's just to kind of see what the Korean metagame is like, what the European metagame is like, and learn as much as I can that way. So I would say that's kind of my primary way of learning. I do play ladder quite a bit just to keep up my mechanics and stuff like that, but a big portion of my learning when I'm in North America is just watching VODs. When I'm in Europe or Korea, well, Europe, I do the same with a bit more focus on playing because the ladder's quite a bit stronger. So I do like to do that. And when I'm in Asia, I ladder like a shit ton. Every chance I get, I'll always just like find a game. So that's really helped me, and I feel like I improve a lot when that happens. But I haven't lived in Asia very long, for only 3 months I think it was. So that's just my way of doing things. I know it's probably not the best way, but I'll just play a shit ton, like, and that's how I got good, I guess. So that's what I've been doing, just play a shit ton.
Okay, but you don't go and look back, you know, like at your ladder stats and be like, you know, ZVZ is my worst. Let's play more. Let's find partners. I
should, but I don't. If I'm having trouble in a particular matchup, I'll ask my friends or I'll watch specific games, stuff like that. Okay. But I don't play custom games that often.
Okay. What about you, HuK? Routine, and what could you do to optimize?
I mainly just focus on. I watch everything in Korea basically. So anything that's Protoss in Korea, I'll watch, and then foreign tournaments I'll cherry pick based on.
Guess
like,
what?
Well, no, like Bunny versus Hearthstone. I lost to Bunny, and I think he's really good TVP, but Hearthstone squashed him 4-1, so I'm gonna watch it. Yeah. And then as far as practicing, wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, I'll basically just try to practice 3 to 4 hours, take an hour break, and then play again 3 or 4 hours. And then if I ever get tired or I'm just not feeling like playing, I'll just go back to watching those VODs or replays of what the tournaments I said.
Okay. Okay. So I guess for me, basically my routine, I wake up between like 5 and 7 a.m. and then I just start the stream and I play for like 8 to 10 hours. Unless there's a tournament, then I only do half a day. And what I could do to optimize it would just be to practice my worst matchups, which is what I plan to do, but, you know, it takes some time. I'm not that good right now, so it'll take some time. And to go back to what Rotterdam was saying about spending every minute outside of school playing, someone is asking, do you guys recommend a young Diamond Master player who plays maybe like 1 or 2 hours a day to play more and try to go pro? Or is the skill gap so large that it wouldn't matter if they played 4-6 hours or even 6 to 8 hours? Asking for myself and others who might be curious of your opinion. And to go back to what Rotterdam was saying, if you might want to go pro, 1 or 2 hour outside of school is like pretty low. Like you probably can go up to 4 or 5 hours. I mean, unless like you're in a like super smart school and you have like 20 homeworks. But you should. Yeah.
If like the way that I think the best way, if you can't go to school and play StarCraft 2 and be at least Grandmaster, don't even think about going pro.
Yeah,
it's
but
not gonna happen.
You know, but for example, a person only plays 1 or 2 hour. Like you can at least get 4.
Okay,
but I totally agree with. I totally agree with Chris. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead. It's your rant.
No, that's
no. But before we start going on, like I think there's no way you can be GM from playing 2 hours a day. I feel like you
could be masters at least. If you're diamond and you're playing 1 to 2 hours at this point, and you have school, even if you quit school, played nonstop every day, at max, we think you could be maybe masters. If you don't already have that skill set, and you're not already like at least masters, should be grandmasters while going to school, no matter how much you're playing, then unless you're ready to quit your life for the next like 3 years.
No, but okay, yeah, I agree. I fully agree with you. But if we look at, he says 1 or 2 hours, right? What do you think is the minimum amount of hours for efficient practice session? You think you can get the same amount of knowledge out of 1 or 2 hour?
What was his question?
His question is, if you play 1 or 2 hour a day and you're Diamond or Master, can you go pro? What I'm saying is, can you learn? No, listen. If you,
that's his question. That's
yes, but for me, okay, so if you play 2 hours, right, can you learn as much as if you play for 4 hours? So you know that.
What kind of question is that?
But it's two different practice sessions.
If you play 4 hours compared to if you play 2 hours,
but like two hour practice session or 1 4 hour, which is gonna be more efficient?
Probably the 2 hours with the break, but
hell no!
What do you? It doesn't matter. This isn't even the question.
Of course it is. This guy can fucking make it on an hour or 2 a day.
I feel like desRow turned one question into 4.5 questions by now. Like, you're making this really complicated. But I think what HuK said. Okay, desRow, like, just let me.
Yes.
I think what HuK said is very important. People should never think about going pro unless they're already like touching the line of going pro while having other activities. Because going pro literally means that you're gonna drop school, or at least you're gonna put school on hold, or you're not going to work. So there has to be something coming your way. Guys like Lucifron, they went pro after already like being pretty much the best Terran in Europe, and they're like, you know what, I'm really good at this game. I think if I go full time for a year, I can make a lot of money. That makes sense, but it's gonna take a full year to make the step from being a diamond player to being able to compete with the best players. And it doesn't mean that you're going to beat them and win money. It's like, no, you will just be one of the guys that is going to be able to compete with them. So obviously I don't think anybody who's like not very close to the pro level already should think about going pro. There are too many other things in your life that will probably be a better choice. Needless to say, yes, you will probably be a lot better if you don't go to school or you don't work and you just play Starcraft 2 all the time. You will be better, but it doesn't mean that it's a wise life decision. As beautiful as this game is, you have to make the right decisions in life every now and then.
Alright, so I know Kane wants to say something, so we're gonna have Kane talk and then I'm gonna talk and then we're gonna move on. Kane, what's going on with your webcam? You're being abducted.
My webcam just messed up, like really bad. Okay, one sec. I'm getting it back.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on the subject?
I'm having issues over here. Like,
yes.
I muted myself.
It's fine.
What are you doing?
Okay. I muted myself and then my webcam fell and it was just a bad day. But what were we talking about again?
The kid that wants to quit school to play Starcraft.
Yeah.
Question one more time, desRow.
No. I got it. I mean, I completely 100% agree with what HuK said. I don't think it matters how much you play after school. Like, some people play 1 hour and learn a shit ton in that time. Some people will play like 7 hours and learn just the same, So I don't think it matters how much you play on your off time. I think it just matters where you're at and how, like, what level you are. Because if you can't get GM, like HuK is saying, there's no point. I mean, you're never going to be pro if you can't get GM while you're playing part-time.
Okay.
I mean, there will be exceptions to that, but that's the general rule, I would say.
Alright, I agree. Final thought. Crank up that 1 or 2 hour to 3 or 4 hour, and then in 6 months, if you're GM, think about it.
Why would you say that? You're gonna give some kid some false hope. It's not true. If he's fucking Diamond and he plays 2 more hours a day, he's not gonna all of a sudden become Grandmaster.
Dude, I really feel that if you play like an hour, like, okay, so you have a warm-up game, right? You have a warm-up game of 10 minutes, then you play a game of like 20 minutes, then you watch a replay for 10 minutes, then you play another game, and then that's it. You played 2.5 games.
If this kid accepts this deal, I will bet you any amount of money you want to bet that in 6 months he will not be Grandmaster.
Alright.
Any amount of money, I'm pretty sure that I can get into GM in 6 months.
You can.
No, I can get him to like, if I right now just drop my entire life.
If he goes from playing an hour or two a day to playing 4 hours a day, by
Not
him,
4.
that's what he said. That's what desRow said.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, no. I thought
Yes.
I can literally invite him to my place and just sit next to him. for 6 months.
The ultimate goal
Any
here-
amount of money. I know HuK has lots of debt.
the ultimate goal and argument here is that he can go pro, right? That's the bottom line. And then you take the argument that he can go in 6 months from playing twice as much to 4 months a day, he could go Grandmaster. Sure, if you teach him like some cookie, easy bake build orders, you could get Grandmaster in an A, especially if you have a good coach like anybody here, right? Like if Roddy sits there and says, just do this build order until you fucking know it from minute 1 to minute 13, he could cheese his way to Grandmaster easily. But that's not him becoming a pro, and that's only if you sit there and you teach him every fucking single day, and he plays more than 4 hours a day. But desRow, don't give him false hope. There's no fucking way on his own he goes and plays from 1 hour to 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours and gets Grandmaster. It's like a mechanical thing, and it's a skill thing.
I think what is important to know here as well is how long has he been playing? If he
Yes.
started
True.
2 months
True.
ago and
That's
he's
a big
already
thing.
diamond, like then there is hope, then there is potential. But if he's been playing since Wings of Liberty beta and he's still diamond, like then
Yeah.
it's a little unlikely.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
That's a good point.
I'm like Flash. I don't believe in talent. I believe in hard work and dedication.
Oh. That's why you're a dreamer, desRow.
That's why we love you, desRow.
Oh, God damn it. All right.
I'm on your side, desRow. I'm on your side.
All right, thank you. So we answered pretty much every question on Reddit. Now let's see if there's a good question on Twitter, and then we're going to call it a day. If BlizzCon has the same amount of hype and quality as IM Katowice, is it good, or does it need to be much bigger?
It needs to be bigger.
Needs to be bigger.
It
Yeah.
needs to be bigger. I Am Katowice was a fantastic event with an amazing live audience, a very unique format with, of course, only first place getting paid. I loved pretty much every single second I watched of IM that weekend, and I watched a lot. I think pretty much everything. I was just sitting at home. But no, BlizzCon needs to be bigger. BlizzCon needs to be the biggest event of the year. Everything is leading up to BlizzCon. It has the highest prize pool. It should have the best players. Of course, that's up for debate, and I'm sure that everything has been said about that already, so I don't really want to go in there, but that doesn't change away the fact that the top 16 is still going to be fucking sexy no matter what happens, you know, and we're looking at an amazing event, and the execution of the event has to be the best of the year, period. There is no excuse.
Okay. All right, 3 last questions. We're going to be quick. There's no way oh, no, that's... Okay, well, I'll ask it, but try to be short with your answer, guys. There's no way Blizz makes Legacy of the Void free to play since they're a publicly traded company, but in your opinion, what will bring people back? Short answer, Rotterdam.
Massive changes to the online experience.
Okay, Kane.
I can't add anything more. That was well put.
Okay, HuK.
I would say this, like, I agree with Rotterdam, and also hopefully they don't fuck up the game. Everybody's talking about how they can, like, you know, the improvements they can make, but, like, to be honest, right now in StarCraft 2 is probably the best period the game has been in a, like, really long time, or if not, just the whole entirety of StarCraft 2, as far as the skill in StarCraft 2 that's involved, the dynamics, the versatility of all matchups, everything. It's the best point right now. It's just not as popular as it used to be, or at least, I mean, maybe it's the same popularity, but other games are bigger. But I'm really worried that maybe they're just going to fuck up insanely, and then the game's just going to go back to Wings of Liberty. I hope not, but you never know.
No. That
Okay.
won't happen. That won't happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Personally, I think something that would bring a lot of players back, a lot of spectators as well, is a buff to infestors and possibly broodlords. I think that could be really interesting.
I like how you had a really straight face when you said that.
I was like, where's he gonna go with this? It's like, balance, really? I was like, Jesus.
Yes. Right. So, next question. Which trophy is the most aesthetically pleasing? For example, Red Bull Mineral Patch, Dreamhack Star, the fucking IEM stick, which is fucking ugly.
Well, so far Red Bull, unless you want to keep naming trophies, there's not really any
I
competition.
really like.
there.
I thought the BlizzCon trophy last year that was fucked.
Yeah,
Well, what is it going to be this year? I mean, you would
I know.
always assume that the BlizzCon is going to be the biggest and the best. But out of the ones you named so far was Red Bull.
the season 3 finals trophy was pretty cool. I don't know if you remember it, Roy.
In Canada?
Yeah.
No, no.
It was a nice idea.
No. Yeah, but like maybe it looked cool from far away, but up close it really. It looked like a bunch of kids in like high school, you know, have a project to build a trophy, and then like, let's grab the iron plates and the bolts and put something together. Like it's so funny because like to tell you a small story. Earlier this year, I had a meeting with Ben at the Red Bull office. He's like, "Hey, we need a trophy for I think it was Red Bull Battlegrounds North America." I was like, all right. I was like, what do you have in mind? He's like, well, I really like the Season 3 trophy. I was like, no, Ben, no. He's like, oh, come on, man. Why didn't you like it? It looked cool. I was like, no, it really didn't look cool. I was like, maybe for once it was acceptable, but I was like, you're working for Red Bull now, man. Like, everything is supposed to be super professional, slick, elegant, and that looked like a school project. He's like, no. And then like, he just disagrees with me, so he goes online, talks with the lady, he orders another trophy, and next week I come to the office. I was like, ah, is that your trophy? And he looks at me, he's like, yeah, I fucking hate it. I was like, he's like, yeah, we can't use it. I was like, oh my god, you're an idiot, man. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's really funny how he tried to like win the argument, but then realized you were right.
Yeah, he ordered the trophy, and then he just looked at me, he's like, yeah, we can't use it. And now it's still sitting in his Red Bull office. The trophy that never saw daylight.
The trophy of shame.
Yeah.
So, last question from Zelazam. What is the nicest, awesomest thing a fan has done for the player caster on today's episode at an event? Kane, what's the like nicest this a fan has done for you? You know, buy you a drink, give you some food.
Nothing
kidding?
sexual. Kane.
I'm not
Nothing
famous.
sexual.
Oh, well, that takes all the fun out of it now. No, I'm not like super famous or anything. So, I mean, usually it's me doing shit for the fans.
So wait, you've never had someone like buy you a beer or something?
Probably, but I just can't remember.
Wow, ungrateful Kane.
It might have been a lot of beers, and that's why I can't remember.
Okay.
But no, I'm probably forgetting somebody out there. Zealous Sam, the guy who asked the question, is actually a really cool guy. He's the one who set up the show match between me and Cass.
So I guess that would be that would be.
That was
him,
pretty
then.
cool. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay, cool. What about you, Chris?
Well, recently at Dreamhack, just a lot of small things. At Dreamhack, I had a fan give me a pack of Oreos because they saw me eating them on stream, and I had mentioned that I liked them. And then I had fan buy me a Long Island, which was really nice because it was like it was like $25 or something.
At
for
Dreamhack?
Long Island, yeah,
In Sweden?
It was insane. Trust me, much money was spent. And that's probably why I'm so sick now. But so I had that. I get like candy gifts are really nice, like Laffy Taffy or Nerds or whatever. I've had that a few times. I don't know. There's like a lot of small things like that. I've had personalized letters from some fans that were really sweet and really nice, and I appreciated that. I don't know.
What's the powder that you can dye that they put in letters?
What?
Isn't like anthrax?
Anthrax?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever given you anthrax letters?
Yeah, desRow. Yeah.
Yeah, great bringing that up, desRow. Now you're giving idea to the people out there. Like next
That
event,
don't
someone
like
is
me.
gonna-
Damn it! What have I done?
Yeah.
What about
I
you?
know what I'm gonna bring to Naniwa next time I see him.
Oh,
Nice letter.
that's
Don't even
dark.
joke about it, guys. Don't even joke about it.
What about you, Kevin?
Lots of really nice things over the years, to be honest. Like when I just moved to Germany, I had people asking my address, so they would just send me bottles of Jack Daniels and Jim Beam because they knew I liked whiskey. So that was really cool. In the US, people are just often very nice. They always offer you a drink at the after party, even the night before, and you're like, no, I have to work tomorrow, but they still keep trying. At Red Bull Battlegrounds Detroit, I had someone come up to the casters, and he all made us like I don't even know how to say this. It's like a little beer thing where you can put your drinks on and stuff.
Oh, it's a coaster.
A coaster, well, okay, it has like a proto symbol and it says Rotterdam. I thought that was cool. In Washington DC, we had a girl who made like small little drawings for all of us and stuff like this. It's just all the small things. Sometimes people come with really heartwarming messages. There was a guy in Detroit as well who walked up to me and He told that his dad was really sick during the time that we were doing NHL season 3 and 4. He said it was a really rough time for his family, but you know, the highlight of his day was always just watching NHL with Bitter and me, and like that felt really heartwarming. You know, it's like, wow, I actually made a change in somebody's life in the time that he needed it the most, and I didn't even know. So just like stuff like that is beautiful. In general, the fans are super nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's very true. I had a few drinks bought for me. I had like a little panda that's over there that I'm not gonna go get because I forgot. Yeah, I had someone give me a keycap, a Protoss keycap. That's pretty cool. It was for blue switches though, and blue switches are dirty, so I can't use it. But and when I say dirty, I just mean I don't like them. But yeah, no, fans are usually pretty cool. And yeah. So that kind of wraps up the show. I want to do a service to freaking Rifkin, and he's bugging me on Skype right now, so I'm gonna call him out. His tournament, he's doing a big tournament, and we talked about it earlier, but we didn't talk about the finals, which is tomorrow. Cass versus Harstem. Quick prediction, guys.
After seeing Harstem 4-1 Bunny today, I wouldn't be surprised if Harstem took it.
Yeah, I would say Harstem too. I think Bunny's better than Koss. Koss has a pretty good early game, but I think his mid and late game PvT, especially his ghost control, is kind of lacking. So I think Harstem's gonna wreck him.
but then there's maps like Belshir Vestige and Zeldaga Cavern.
Wreck him, fucking wreck him.
All right. So what about you, Rotterdam?
It's a best of 7.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Harstem.
Oh, best of 9. Sorry.
Best of 9. All right, Harstem 5-3.
Damn. Yeah, I believe in my boy Harstem. So that wraps up the show. We're just gonna do little outros, shout outs, and then we're gonna call it a day. HuK, where can we see you next? Are you gonna stream? Are you getting your haircut soon? Because I feel like you need it. Go on.
Oh my god, someone's getting robbed in my neighborhood. Do me later.
Oh. Rotterdam, what's next for you? Are you going to be streaming soon? I know a lot of people have asked, and the Reddit thread and Twitter and everything.
I know, but like this is getting like a really stupid answer. But I'm still like I was promised a video card after Red Bull Battlegrounds Detroit. Then it was supposed to be after Red Bull Battlegrounds Washington, and now I'm still waiting for it. I will get actually 2 video cards real soon. It just seems really stupid for me right now to spend $350 and then 2 days later get a video card for free. So I'm still waiting for it because my current PC is not good enough.
Is it from Nvidia? Like because you worked at Red Bull?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
here
and there, you know,
fucking caster, man.
You put up a good smile, and you do them a favor, and then you get a small favor in return. So
get
I'm
on
just
your
waiting
knees.
Yeah, exactly. You know, nothing is too great now. So I'm just waiting for that. I did started playing finally again, and I'm so freaking bad right now. Like I played like 25 games yesterday, and it was just it was embarrassing how bad I was, or the day before. But it's still fun. So I will be streaming again soon. And other than that, this is a really big month, so I'm like trying to work out a lot because I think it's really important when I go to these big events that I feel physically good, and then I feel like I'm a better caster because I have more confidence. So WCS America, of course. Yeah, I mean, no, that's just the way I work.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
If I look in the mirror in the morning, you know, and I was like, man, that's one sexy motherfucker, then I'm like ready to go and cast one hell of a day of Starcraft 2. But if I look at myself and I'm or you know, I feel dirty, then I'm just kind of sitting there like a sad puppy behind the caster desk. So WCS America Finals is the weekend of the 9th and 10th, I believe. It's the week after this, so let me just double check that, sorry.
It's October 11,
12, I
yeah,
think.
11
Okay,
and 12.
11 and 12 is what it is. The day before I have rehearsal, so that is what I'm working towards to now. We're really going to try to make that an amazing show, and I hope that everybody in Southern California wants to come out. If you want to do that, you just go to eventbrite.com and you type in WCS America. And I hope to see you there, and of course, right when that's done, all eyes will be on BlizzCon, and one day after BlizzCon, I will be flying home to Europe, because I will go to Home Story Cup, and it will be the first time I see my family in like 9 months, so I'm, you know, I have a really exciting and busy month ahead of me, but I will try to stream, and that's all. And I want to give a shout out to you, Desi, for having me on this show. I haven't been one of these shows forever, but
yeah, it's true, man. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and you guys were so busy, you and Nathanius. Kane, what's up? What's up with you soon? You're muted.
Shit. I keep muting because I have a bit of a cold right now, so I cough, and I don't want to
That's
10
very
years.
nice of you. That's very Canadian
Thank
of you.
But yeah, I'm going back home to Canada soon, and I plan to stay there for a few months because I've been traveling a lot lately. So I kind of want to do the same as Rotterdam and be with friends and family for a bit. I'll probably be going to like any tournaments that do happen in North America. So I'll try to be around there for a bit and just spend some time at home.
Okay. What are you gonna? Your cam went away again, but are you gonna stream, Kane?
Yeah, I actually have been streaming for the past couple days, and I plan to continue that. Today was a short stream because I was playing really shittily.
Is
But,
your Twitch Kane or it's something weird?
Kane SC2, Kane SC2.
All right. So if you wanna listen to a good Zerg and watch him be awesome, what about you, Chris? What's up? What's next?
So I'll be at WCS like Roddy will be on the
Yeah,
11th and 12th. And then I won't be streaming until after that, win or lose. So I'll start streaming after that again. Basically, just because Hyun's really known to watch VODs and streams of people that he plays against. So
Okay.
I don't want to do that, basically. And other than that, I don't know. I'm playing Copa America tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, buddy.
Who's in your group, or who do you play?
He plays someone really like unknown. I think it's like Sheep.
Free money. But then again, last season it was the same situation. I played some random noob and then ended up losing to him. So.
Wait, you lost to me, man. Come on.
Oh really?
Yes.
I forgot.
Yes.
What's your ID again?
Oh, shit.
Anyways.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, that's about it. And thank you as always for Kane for coming on, as you have been, and Roddy, of course, for coming on as well. And I don't have to say thank you to desRow because we're both co-hosts. Thank you, bye.
Wow, I like put on everything and then that's what I get. Well, just for me, I stream every day. Copa tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Yeah. Copa tomorrow. I'll be going to Detroit at the end of the month. There's a con called HuMaCon. You can type !HuMaCon for more info. If you want to come see me there, you live near Detroit. Last year, Winter won, and he thinks he's going to win again, so it'll be fun to crush him.
Hey, the other dude will probably be there, like K-Fire, right?
Oh, well, okay. So it'll be fun to beat Winter, and
But you're gonna lose to K-Fire, that's right.
you don't know the story. Like, no,
I'm calling it right now.
I don't want to say his name, okay? So, anyway.
Is Samuel going, desRow?
Alright, so anyway, so thanks for watching, everyone. We didn't get to 1500, but I'm sure one day I'll give away this mouse pad to one of you guys. So make sure next time to call your cousin, family, relatives, middle school, high school, the yearbook, anyone to come watch the stream. And yeah, that's it for us. Thank you for watching the stream, guys. I'm gonna host someone after the ads, so you wanna stick around and make someone happy.
How's Moro? Moro deserves it. He's been working hard lately.
Alright, because of Rotterdam. Rotterdam is God, and we listen to God. So thank you again for watching the stream, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow or next week.